Hey YouTube, I'm back again, the unexpected wonder you already know. And this is my first anime cartoon sort of review talking points thing as far as in the video. I will say I love me some anime and some cartoons. I grew up on them, you know, you know, DBZ, the different Marvels, too many. DC. It was DC, then Marvel, then anime, and all that. And boy, great times. And and I will say this, as you can see, this video is about One Piece. It is more than just I'm a fan. And it's more than I love One Piece. I am a One Piece addict. Let me put this into perspective just with the anime. I'm not really a manga reader personally, but with the anime, between community overall, it's on 587, I believe, which I'm pissed about them not having these 2 week episode crap that Japan's going through. I'm not vibing with this. But anyway, I caught up from episode 1 to 587 within 2 to 3 months. It can't give you the total because I took a couple breaks here and there. But yeah, as you can see, this is a breakdown. I'm going arc by arc of One Piece, and I'm beginning with the East Blue Saga, obviously. Alright, let me break it down, starting with the Romance Dawn arc. That's obviously the first arc where you have Luffy, his backdrop with Shanks and everything. And who knew that Shanks was going to be... We knew he was strong. Him and the red-haired pirates were strong. But we didn't know that Shanks was going to be one of the major players in the One Piece world. And just... Well, we already knew he was a total badass, but we are yet to see how strong Shanks is. We see it's phenomenal that the first three of the Straw Hats are introduced, and then you see Kobe. So many key players are already introduced in this, just the beginning. So that in itself is some epic stuff right there. Then you got, Nami not even seeing Luffy at first. They just show her, and then she leaves. Luffy's shown to be, just first epic moment when Alvida slams him over the head with a big old club. Nothing phases Luffy. Doesn't even phase him. Come on. And then you get to what's the island called? Forget the island's name. You get to the island, you see Roronoa. The man's been alive for this long. Okay? Just badass, all written over. Then, as soon as he gets it, three-sword Santoro, three-sword style. And then he gets himself loose, and it's over with. He stops that big old axe of Axe Hand, Captain Axe Hand Morgan. It just screams of epicness. But, I'm going, as far as in the overall grade, I would give the arc, I would give it a B. A solid B. It was intro and introduced. The only reason I'm not giving it higher than a B is because it could have been better. It just could have been better. It did show. I will say one of the greatest points is it did show corruption already in the One Piece world, but it was kind of kiddish a bit. It really was kind of kiddish. It was an intro, and it's phenomenal as an intro, but it was kind of kiddish. Luffy, these are late teenagers, young adults. Could have been better. Really could have. As far as in the fight with Morgan, because it was the first, I'll give it a B too. So overall, I'll give the romance arc a B. Now with the Orange Town arc, I'll just put it this way. It was not that good. It really wasn't all that gravy. But, you did, again, early on, we meet a major player, Buggy the Clown, And the battles were pretty tight, and it really was just pretty much a battle arc. But even so, Luffy, it made Luffy seem stupid. He gets trapped by Nami. Now Nami is highly intelligent, but still, come on, man. Really, Luffy gets trapped in a cage? Really? I mean, it made Luffy seem stupid, so that in of itself, and we know, and a lot of people think Luffy's unintelligent. The man is not unintelligent. He just, he focuses on what he likes, and he leaves all the rest of everybody else, which makes him a great captain. He knows how to, delegate the skills to others. But what saves the arc is the battles. I mean, the fact is, look, Bucky the Clown. Okay, we got an opponent here. Bucky the Clown. He survives. I mean, he's got the chop food. That's just. I mean, come on. And then you got Zoro facing a unicyclist who. I mean, that was intense. Luffy just epic boss mode when he just slams that big old stupid line and just shows him what it is and what it ain't. He's just a boss. But overall, I give the arc a D, because it was just too low. I'm sorry, I don't even know what the words. It wasn't pathetic, but it was low. But I'll save it. I'll give the battles B+. They were very well done, B+. And so overall grade, I guess that's what, a C+ for the Orange Town arc. Now let's move to the Syrup Village arc, where we, in the anime you meet the treasure dude. I ain't even gonna deal with that foolishness. I'm gonna deal with the Syrup Village, where you meet Usopp the Liar, Captain Usopp Sama. What is cool, it shows the backdrop, and again, this is how this world, One Piece world, is really centered around fate. And Usopp, he's Usopp's son, and Luffy knew Usopp from 10 years ago or something like that. And then, Usopp, he appears as weakling, but he's actually secretly strong, and that's a common theme throughout One Piece, which folks, you love it. And the character, and again, they show the background, sad to see what happened with his mom, and he's just there, and how he cares for Kai enough to lie to her and all that jazz, but then you see Kuro. The thing that got me one knock against the arc is, Kuro, why the hell you wait 3 years to do this? Now I'm glad Kai got saved and all that, but really, and another knock, the arc was too slow. The arc was slow. I mean, seriously, anybody who kind of, you just like, come on, can we push it? Because you're waiting for the big guy to show up, and then we find it's the butler. Oh yeah, and that's a common thing, the butler did it. I mean, come on, really? I mean, I liked it, just fell off for me. But the battle, I mean, Luffy versus Kuro, that there is no words to describe the intensity. That was legit. That was probably the first villain you could really legitimately hate. I mean, Axe-Hand Morgan, but Kuro, he just was evil. He was a real pirate, the stereotypical pirate. He was detestable. Okay, Kuro was detestable, and how he just ripped up his crew, and then the agony, and then Luffy. Oh. Luffy again, just epic, yo, just epic. And then we see Usopp's resourcefulness, his tactician, when he fights Django. I mean, I believe it was Django. It's been a while since I've seen the hypnotist dude, and he just, I don't know how they do it to survive. Anyway, I'll give the arc, I'll give it a D+. I give it the battle, Kuro, I give it a B-. So overall, I'll rate it a C+, even though it probably should be a C. I say C+ just because of the Mary. Because of Mary, I'll bump it up, because Mary, if you've watched later on, just Mary is just Mary. Moving on to the Baratier, whatever you want to call it. Sanji. No words needed to describe Sanji. He just suave. But my problem was Sanji through that whole thing, the backdrop with Seth and everything, his background, too bipolar. Like it was all over the place. His emotional. I mean, you gotta love Sanji, Monster Trio, and all that, but it just. I mean, it was cool with the emotional, but it fell apart, man. But the battles, I mean, Sanjay versus Pearl, you gotta give props to Sanjay. Sanjay just whooping ass against full body without, Luffy being funny with the the chore boy. But, the arc in itself, well, again, it was a fall off. Ever since Romance Dawn, the fall off. But the battles, Roa Noah Zoro, probably the most, the first truly epic moment, badass moment. Him against Dracula Mihawk, Hawkeye Mihawk, one of the first Shichibukai that they faced, one of the royal warlords, one of the 7 royal warlords, and then he's just like a swordsman. Disgrace, dishonor to a swordsman for taking a cut in the back. I'm gonna take that big old slash in the front. And then you see that Mihawk respects and he sees the potential that this folk has, and that he lets Zoro live, even though he knows she'll probably become a major rival in the future. That just honor, the swordsman honor. And then Luffy versus Krieg, no need to be the man. I mean, you see Luffy's determination. First time you see Luffy's determination that he will die and then go beyond death, which is another common theme throughout One Piece. So as far as in the I'll give it a C- overall grade. But as far as in the battles, most definitely A. So I'll bump it up to I'll give it the arc a B+. Now we get the All-On Park arc. All-On Park. I can't even describe it. I could do a whole video on All-On Park. Y'all already know. Nami going back, before she, she was unofficial and then she becomes official. I mean, her backstory, one of the, probably the most well done. I mean, you got just all on fish, man. I mean, Luffy, you got Hachi. I mean, Hachi big play, kind of a player in the future. I mean, another setup for greatness in the future. And just, Luffy. He's not a hero. He's not an anti-hero. He's probably one of the most interesting characters in all of fiction, because he's neither anti-hero nor hero. He's just a new breed. Okay, in that arc he produced himself a new breed. And then everybody's favorite One Piece moments when Nami stabbing her, she cries out and she's beating on Luffy, and she just asks Luffy for help, and just Luffy, and then he hands off his precious straw hat to Nami. That in of itself, you don't even need to get into nothing else. That moment. Alright, top 3 One Piece moments. I don't care, I'm waiting, I'm loving what's gonna come from the New World, but that moment, my goodness, alright, maybe the top One Piece moment. That moment. And so, just obviously I love the arc. I gotta give it an A-. The battle, A-. Just A- overall. Just phenomenal arc. And then the last, and I'm loving it because my time running out. I know this is long, but y'all can tell how much I love this. The last arc of the East Blue Saga, the Log Town arc. Well, you meet Smoker Tashigi. I'm not even going to get on that. But we see the first time, we saw Zoro is emotional, but we saw his sentimental side. We see his backstory, which is cool. It could have been better, but it's cool. And we see Smoker. We get our first glimpse. Later on, we find out it's Dragon. I mean, we just Log Town. Luffy's about to be executed. My bad. Fate steps in with a lightning strike. I mean, it's just boss. Buggy's supposed to execute him. I mean, boss. Just all total good. Just because there ain't really much of a battle, I'll just give the arc. I'll give that A- as well. I hope y'all enjoyed. Gonna be talking about more later. Deuces.